Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Whoop, a little low on here. Fix this up a bit. Oh, don't break. You know what? Hold on. Get that. Discord. That should be a little bit better. More centered, less. Oh, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to Twitch. I've been away for a bit on different streaming platforms, but I'm back on my Twitch grind. So hello, welcome back. My name's Wheeler. This is Wheeler's Minis, and another wonderful episode of Mini Paint and Chill, where I mini paint and you chill. Before I get started today, a few quick things to get out of the way. One, if you aren't already following the channel, please do. If you have the financial ability to, consider subscribing or purchasing something off my website, wheelersminis.com. I would really appreciate it. It means the world to me. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi YouTube. Thank you so much for supporting me by going to the YouTube channel and watching these VODs on YouTube. It means the world to me as well. Really, any support you give me means the world to me. But yeah. So, like I said, welcome back to Twitch. We're working on my Eldritch Foundry character for the month. Slizz and Jiarald. Mounts just got released as assets. So that's what we made, a little Goblin Ranger. Right now I'm just cleaning up some of the things I seem to have missed with the word I'm looking for. When I was cleaning her up, because I just want to make sure that it's I wish there was a way to get that off quickly. I mean, I guess there is. I can go do it real quick, but I don't want to leave. But yeah, this is what we're going to be working on today as soon as I can get the get it cleaned up a little bit. Let's try. Really, this is a little better. Should I had my little nippers? Red ones though. I will be right back. Hold on. Just gonna clean this up real quick because there's one on her head that's just really bothering me. Ooh. Okay, we're all good. Cleaned it up a little bit. Just some small, minor leftover pieces of support material I wanted to get off. But now we should be good to go. Okay. Ooh. Let's go ahead. But yeah, mounts got added to the website. So if you have a character that is mounted, you can now get that created on the character creator. Which is fun, and it looks really, really good. Obviously, it's still in its infancy, so there might be some features that you want that aren't necessarily there yet. But they will be on the way. I have no doubt in my mind about that. Right now, I'm just trying to see if there's any support materials that I missed in my initial go through of this, so I can get those off, so I'm unimpeded in my painting. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of just dive into it. It's a lot of the same colors that I like working with, so greens, browns, you know the shtick. But yeah, we'll get started. So I think what I'm gonna do is start her out, her skin tone out with angel green. I could go blighted green, but I think that's a little bit too dark. Did I get rid of Twitch? I did. Okay, cool. Oh, makes it easy for me. All right. So we'll get some angel green on there. We don't need a lot, luckily. And then we'll start with. I want to do a warmer brown. I do. We'll still start with black brown. I think that's a good. And then we'll just move up with the warmer tones. All right. I've been very bad about using brushes that I buy. I'm going to change that. I have. My artist opus ones I can use. 2, or I can go my Raphaels. I don't remember the sizes that I bought for that. I know I bought a size 0 brush. Good. We'll use, since we're just doing a base coat for now, we'll use the Miniature Maestro by Da Vinci. So this is just angel green, and this is what we're gonna do base coat of her skin in, because she's a gobbo, good old goblin. Whether fortunately or unfortunately, her skin tone is very dark, so at the start, it's a little hard for me to see exactly where it's gone on, but I should be fine. Not worried about the details right now. Make sure we get a good base coat of it. Probably didn't even need that much paint. Backs of the ears. Luckily, most of her body is covered. Not really too worried about it. She's wearing fingerless gloves though, so we'll just get in there. Make sure that her fingies are color that they need to be. Can't really see that part of it, so it's fine. Make sure that I'm getting all. I think I did. Didn't miss any support right there, but that's fine. Alright, that's her skin tone. Now on to Jiarald. Again, this is just the base coat for now, so I'm not really too worried about the fine details at the moment. Just trying to get a good base color on there. Make sure that we've got good coverage. Use opacity. And then move from there. But we're starting him out with black brown. Just a good, really deep brown to start with, in my opinion. And this one is by Pro Crow. Caffeine today, I don't know why I'm shaking so much. Usually caffeine doesn't even affect me this much. And then we are going to base and lock the base afterwards. I left it kind of open so that I could do my own work on it. That's something I just need to get better at. Why I keep doing that. I think it's a force of habit, but honestly, it'd be better if I was able to work up here because I can see better. And it's more in line with where I've decided to put the camera. And even though this is going to be lighter, having the same shadow tone will help kind of bring the model together. Or at least make sure that you know that he is a cohesive stag. Goodness, why am I so shaky? Make sure everything's got color. Again, unfortunately, this is just very close to the base color because it's very dark brown, and the prime color, which is black. So it can be hard sometimes to tell. That's my fault. That's not anyone's fault in particular. And then for the horn, we're gonna go a little bit of drab brown. Horns, antlers. My apologies. Should have said that better. also, I posted about it earlier, but I want to say it on stream too. This is, if you're watching this later, this is June 2025. So it may be done by now, but Eldritch Foundry is doing free shipping for the month of June with code June shipping at checkout. And additionally, if you sign up for their for a free account on the website, you get a credit for an STL file. If that's something that interests you, be sure to check it out. Eldritch Foundry is my affiliate link is in most of my socials, so feel free to check that out. No extra cost to you to use the affiliate link, but it does give me a little bit of kickback and helps me out. Both are doing well on the bass tones. I do think I am going to do brown as well, so we'll get the black brown on there. A lot of fun detail work on this one. Hopefully I can do. Again, I'm just like really shaky today for some reason. For her cloak, I wanted to do green as well, but I want to do a different green, so we're going to go more of a desaturated green. Because I like that color. I think in coordination with everything else, it'll look quite good, so... Especially with her skin tone. Have cool green mixed with a warmer green on the model, so... I think it'll look good. Who knows, though? Again, right now I'm just worried about getting a base coat down. Once we get more into details, that's when I'll be a little bit more careful with the paint, but for now, it'll be fine. And this tone is Evergreen Fog. It's part of the desaturated cool greens from the Army Painter Fanatic line. It's a really good cool green shadow if you want to use it for something like that. It's very like mossy in its look and color, and I quite like it. I don't use it as much as I would like to, but when I do, it looks really good. I got you. I'm also going to be adding some like desaturated blue to like the stag, just because I think it'll look cool. Personally, you may not, but that's okay. All right. Let's go. Again, it's really just going to be a lot of different toned colors of the same variety. So for her shirt, I'm going to do an olive. She for sure is a true ranger. And this is Midnight Olive. This is from the John Blanche set, which just adds a lower toned olive to the olive green family of colors. It's just a little darker than the darkest one that's available, and it's a good addition. I think they did a really good job with finding colors to add without making it feel like it's a necessity that you have to have them. I just like getting paints because I get to mess around with new colors. Speaking of, I got my P3 paints in from the Kickstarter. I will be doing a video on that this month. So be sure to stay on the lookout for that. The shakes don't normally bother me as much, but because this is more of a delicate piece, I'm just kind of worried that it will have an effect on the piece as a whole, and I don't want it to. Olive would also have been a great tone for her skin tone, but I just wanted to go kind of green, just natural green. Surprisingly, he actually looks pretty well base coated. Oh. Alright, and then let's see. Oops. I'll do a little mix of warm brown and black brown. This is a mix of warm brown and black brown to get just more of a deeper tone for the boots, because I want to make sure that they have a good base to them. And then I'll work up. Make the gloves that too, just to have some matching. Usually you want a color on the model 3 times for it to have significance. Obviously in certain cases that's not really possible, like with skin tones and such. Obviously you would not want skin tone to be anywhere but the skin, but for like things like this, it's always a good idea to have it multiple places on the model. Also tells a story, you know. It's like if the gloves and the boots are of the same color, then perhaps they were made by the same person or made out of the same creature that this character hunted once upon a time. A good ranger doesn't waste anything. So just fun storytelling. in the model itself. Right. And she's got these leather kind of like leg pieces. I think for this, I'm just gonna go straight up black brown as well. And then the color will shift away from the mount in the highlights, but they'll have a similar base tone. I'm debating if I should do the same color for the leather armor as well. I think I will make her pants though olive. So far, I'm pretty good with color. I want it to. Always a good sign. Go back and touch up some of these areas real quick. All right. I think everything except the bow is base coated. And her hair. Which we'll get to. Black. That. Probably add a little bit of black green into this as the highlights again, because chromatic blacks are better than true blacks. I will die on that hill. Only problem with Pro Acryl paints sometimes is that they're a little too thin. They like to coalesce instead of spread. That generally is the only issue I have with them. And that's easily remedied by just doing a second coat, but sometimes I want to just do one coat and be done with it. But I guess it's helping me learn patience. Shaking. Right, and then just to touch up places that may have hit the black. So of course I accidentally overbrush. I need to go back and clean it up with the black again. Purdy. All right. Now for the other pieces of it. It's so funny. I was like, maybe I shouldn't drink caffeine this morning because I know I'm painting today. And I was like, no, it'll be okay. It'll be fine. I'll be okay. It won't affect me. 80. Mahogany would have been a good base tone too. It's like a dark warm brown. You know, like mahogany. But I think the black brown will go better with the idea that I have. And this bow will probably be a lighter wood color, but starting with a really nice, deep, rich brown will give it good shadows. I'm really also feeling weird about painting recently. I don't know why. It's still something that brings me a lot of joy, but it's just like, for some reason, my creativity's just been a little out the window recently. It's always good when those moments happen to just take a step back and assess what's going on. It's okay to take breaks away from your hobbies at times just to make sure that you're, still interested in it and that it's still something that you want to do. I enjoy miniature painting, but I think what I've realized is I don't really want to do a lot of commission stuff anymore. And sometimes it takes you getting certain commissions for you to be like, you know what, maybe I don't want to do commission work. Now, don't get me wrong, if a friend of mine is like, hey, I need this model, can you paint it for me? I'm going to be like, yeah, of course. Because I like helping friends out. But I think moving forward, I'm just going to paint the things that I want to paint. And sell the stuff that I don't want to keep. Or that I do want to keep, but is good, and I think people will enjoy using it at their table. But that's just me musing. I think the best thing about streaming to smaller groups of people is that you can just kind of talk. Model tell the story. You can just kind of talk. You don't really need to respond to anyone. You can just say what you need to say. John Mayer. I also prime this with a rattle can, which I don't do too often because I like to have a little bit more control, but I needed it done quickly and I got home pretty late last night from the gym, so I just did it with rattle can. Turns out I've been using them wrong because it did a pretty good job at basing it or getting the primer on there. The only thing I don't like about one of the printers I have is that the software to slice just puts so many tiny little things on there, and I wish there was a way to not do that beyond just manually supporting things, but they don't really have that option. Oh, I did. Look at that. Cool. Beautiful. Actually, that worked out really well. But yeah, there's just not really a way to do it, and it kind of frustrates me. All right, and then we're gonna go with for the little mushrooms on there. We're gonna go matte red, AK 3rd Gen. Probably one of my favorite new colors. It just is really, really pretty and vibrant in a fun way. I'm not going to worry too much about painting the base because, again, I'm going to be flocking it, and that should do a majority of the painting for me. But I do want to get the undersides of mushrooms. Hello, Stewie, my wife. Okay.
Can I use your pan cheese?
What?
Your pan cheese?
Wait.
For the resin, for the hoods, to take the thing out. We never did it.
Oh, there should be a.
They're not there. Do you have a logo?
I don't. They should be up there.
Okay. The 9 sit front, so they are universal.
Cool.
So print my other hood.
Okay, Jesus. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it really likes to not go on goes on smooth. It just coalesces and like leaves empty pockets of unpainted things. I'm just like, come on, just paint. And I don't know if it's just because I haven't mixed it up that well or what. It's probably user error. I don't ever blame a product because I guarantee you 99% of the time, anytime someone has an issue with it, just based off reviews I've read for other products that I've used, not even just painting things, it's like 99% of the time a user error. You're just using it wrong. Like the spray rattle cans that I was talking about. I was having the worst time with them because it wasn't spraying well. And it turns out I just wasn't shaking it up enough. So like, don't blame a product. Blame yourself first. And then if it doesn't change, you can blame the product. We're gonna go over tan flush. I'll probably hit that up with a speed paint when I'm done. So we're just doing tan flesh for the undersides and stems of the mushroom. Mushroom days. What does it mean? To live the life of sin. But we'll probably hit it up with like brownish decay or something to kind of bring it back down so it's not so vibrant. But off the rip, it's a good tone for the undersides of mushrooms. Going back over just to make sure that it gets good coverage. Okay. It'll be a nice contrast to the green too. I probably won't make it too bright though. I should probably darken it down so it doesn't draw visual attention. I don't know, we'll see. I might darken it down a bit. And then I'm just going back over, rimming the base. Alright. Now we'll start working on moving up after I just look through and make sure I didn't miss anything. The color, I think it's looking pretty good. Did a pretty good job at covering everything. Okay, now we move our way up. Next up is Guardian Green and then Green Skin. Alright, Guardian Green. Let's go. Generally speaking, when you're painting highlights, you want to make sure that everything gets hit. The only things that won't get hit are downward facing surfaces. Mind you, you do have to remember that there are secondary sources of light that can bounce light. Obviously, when you're working with a palette or a canvas as small as this, it can be hard sometimes to get the exact place that you want to get color. So just do your best. Be as careful as you can be. And move from there. All right. Mr. Jiarald here. Start to do is oh no, it's fine. Just gonna start kind of we want to leave some of that dark fur color on there, but we're just kind of doing, to the best of our ability, tiny little strokes of the highlight color to kind of simulate fur. Again, it's when it's this small, it tends to be a little difficult to do, but just do your best to do it. You should end up with a result that both looks good and kind of helps simulate this idea of fur. It's hard to tell now because again, it's like a darker warm brown over a cooler brown, but as you get more highlights and stuff in there, you will start to see it a lot better. And when in doubt on how to highlight, just kind of follow the shape of the model. It'll give you a good idea. And because this one's a little bigger, what I'll probably end up doing is making this a two-parter. And continue painting them on Thursday. See how far we get. And this will be a different color as well. It'll still be along the same kind of like vein as the rest of the colors, but it'll be a little bit lighter, and that'll just help delineate it a little bit. But for now, the highlights are still fine, doing the same thing. This one I'm a little less focused on the small lines and just kind of allowing the texture of the model itself to kind of take hold. Looking pretty good already. I know that I'm gonna have to do some more detailed work on him, and I don't know if my brain's in that spot right now. I'll do what I can. What time? 14. Yeah, we might just do 15 more minutes. I don't know what's been going on with my brain recently, but it has not been having a time with creative endeavors. Why the stag's looking really good. I mean, she is as well, but I think the stag is looking better. Definitely want it coming from this angle. It's a little bit darker on the side. We're doing fun dramatic lighting on her, because why not? Doing it from that angle, or from a little bit above. Like the sun. Like she's in the shade of the trees, but she's like peeking through on the sun. Which kind of fit. So this side's going to be a lot cooler. While this side is going to be a bit warmer. Which honestly works out really well because it's already leaning towards that. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe for our highlights, we'll also do like a sun yellow mixed in. Not too much, but enough to like, kind of tint it a little bit. So it looks like she's peeking in from, again, from like sunshine. A little bit of dark ivory and then some of that drab brown. Do the wood. Do. Do that. Got birch. Maybe some sandalwood mixed in with the mahogany. Ooh, way too much. Goodness. Okay, wow. Let's do a little bit of this. Brush. Nice wood tone. I think for this, I am just gonna get it kind of all over it and then worry about the details later. I.e. like putting some contrast in it. Yeah, so far I'm kind of vibing with the way she looks. Again, I'm kind of just working at it in the way of lights coming from like this direction or from that direction, like down on it. So I'm kind of operating in the idea that that's where the light's coming from, so I'm working on highlights that way, and it's making it a lot better for my brain for some reason. Like it just is making me more interested in it. I don't know. And so far, so good. Where are we at? Oh. Alright, I think we'll work her skin up one more, and then I'm gonna call it. And then we can finish her on Thursday. Finish them, I should say. Here. I just did it straight up. I guess it'd be like a cool gray would be the addition to get it like that, or I could add the desaturated green because it's a cool tone. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll think about it while I'm taking a break. But yeah, a couple hours of work. We'll finish her up on Thursday, and I'll get some better ideas off of what I should do for highlights in on the cooler side, if any. But I think that's gonna do it for me today. Get a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it today. I'll get back to her on Thursday. Because again, I think this is just a multi-day one. I usually don't finish the models in the first day, but it usually only takes me another 30 minutes to finish them because I get pretty close to done. But because this is a bit larger, I think making it a 2-day process will be good. I'm going to end it here just a little early, just because I want to see what's going on with this funk, see if I can get out of it by doing something, or I don't know. Again, my brain's been weird the past few days. I don't know what's going on. But thank you so much for hanging out and watching and listening to my plight. I understand that it's probably not the most fun thing to hear someone complain about their brain issues. But yeah, I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I will see you all on Thursday to continue this project. But until then, go paint some minis, have a good time, and I'll see you then. All right. Bye, guys.